Okay, hello, dear friends. Let's continue the reading. A Dream of Red Mansions, page 107, 107. Dai Yu usually began coughing every spring and autumn, and this year was no exception. Bao Chai went to see her to try and make her feel better. Noticing that Bao Chai was being helpful and kind, Dai Yu said, "You are very nice to others. I'm sorry that I used to doubt your reason for acting this way. Please accept my apologies." In the evening, it began to rain. The sound of rain against the bamboo created a feeling of sadness in all who heard it. Dai Yu picked up a book and began to read, thinking that she would receive no visitors in this weather. However, Bao Yu suddenly appeared, wearing a palm bark rain cap. They were chatting. Bao Yu and Bao Chai were chatting, and Dai Yu and Bao Chai were chatting, and Bao Yu came. They talked for a while, and when Bao Yu decided to return to his room, Dai Yu handed him one of her precious glass lamp to keep a candle in. "This will help guide you through the rain," she said. She told him. "I know," Bao Yu replied. "I have one too, but I did not take it because I was worried the maid carrying it would slip and fall over and smash it." Dai Yu smiled. What is worth more, a lamp or yourself?" Bao Yu nodded and ordered a servant girl to hold the glass lamp while he leaned on her shoulder, and off they went. Glass lamp, and then they went. Page 108. Jia She took a fancy to Yuan Yang, so sent Lady Xing to ask the Lady Dowager if she would mind giving up her servant. Yuan Yang said to Ping Er and Xi Ren, "Even if Lady Xing dies, and he offers to make me his first wife, I would still turn him down." When Yuan Yang's sister-in-law came to congratulate her, Yuan Yang spat in her face. Bao Yu had been hiding nearby, so saw what had happened. So this must be Jia She asked Lady Dowager to take Yuan Yang as her second wife, and Yuan Yang said, "For whatever reason, I just do not want to take him, to marry him." Jia She spread the rumor that Yuan Yang was in love with Bao Yu. At this, Yuan Yang went to see the Lady Dowager and said, "Before everyone, I will never marry anyone. I do not care if it is Bao Yu with his jade, someone born with gold in their mouths, or even the emperor. I would rather commit suicide than be forced to wed." Upon hearing this, the Lady Dowager became angry with Jia She. Yingchun and Xichun had been eavesdropping at the window, and they soon went into the room to try and stop the fighting. So they came in, maybe. Oh, this is the two of them. This does not look like 假设. This must be Yuan Yang. Yuan Yang does not want to marry anyone. When the chamberlain of the Rong Mansion's oldest son, a man named Lai Shangrong, was selected as county magistrate, the Lai family hosted a huge banquet and invited Jia family along with a number of local officials and other young men from respected households. Lai family and Jia family and local officials. One of these was Liu Xianglian. Whom Xue Pan had met once, and had been longing to see again. Once he had heard that Liu Xianglian enjoyed playing the role of women in opera performance. Xue Pan assumed he was gay. He was therefore overjoyed by meeting him again on this occasion. Xue Pan wants to see Liu Xianglian. However, when Xue Pan began making lewd suggestions to him, Liu Xianglian became angry and embarrassed. After all, he was the noble son of a renowned family. He therefore led Xue Pan to a distant part of the grounds, and after tethering his horse to a tree, he began to punch Xue Pan until his face was covered with plum-colored bruise. He then took out his whip and gave Xue Pan a few dozen lashes across his back. Now you will not forget what kind of a man I really am, he said. 跑到那儿把薛蟠给打了一顿。Maybe here. 薛蟠不是个东西。Okay. Xue Pan was so embarrassed about the whole incident that he left the mansion on pretext of having other business to attend to. 薛蟠走了 So Xiangling moved into the court to keep Bao Chai a company. Xiangling then asked Dai Yu to help her learn how to write better poems. While Xiangling was telling Dai Yu about the poems she most enjoyed, Bao Yu and Tan Chun appeared at the door. Hearing her words, Bao Yu said, "It seems you've already grasped the gist of poetry." Dai Yu instructed Xiangling to write a poem of her own on a set subject. Xiangling left and walked around the trees by the lake. As she wandered, she would often bend down to trace some words on the ground, surprising everyone who saw her. Bao Yu and Tan Chun, along with Li Wan and Bao Chai, soon gathered at the top of a small hill to watch her and giggle among themselves. So they saw Xiangling trying to learn poem, and Bao Yu heard Xiangling wants to learn from, this is Xiangling wants to learn from Dai Yu. Page 111. When the snow began to fall, Li Wan challenged the female cousins to write poems in the snow reed cottage. That morning, Bao Yu left his room dressed in a rain cape and hat. This is Bao Yu. The whole court was white, with just a flash of green pines, and bamboo stalk far away. Which made him feel as if he was inside a giant crystal. When he walked past the small hill, he saw someone holding an umbrella crossing Wisp Bridge. It was a messenger that Li Wan had sent with an invitation for Xi Feng. Meanwhile, servants began to sweep the snow from the path that led to the snow reed cottage. Bao Yu, however, was on his way to the Lady Dowager's room. So they clean up the snow reed cottage. Okay, we read 2 more pages. They are the same scene. Okay, page 112. After the Lady Dowager told them that there was fresh venison, there was fresh venison in the mansion. Bao Yu and Xiang Yun resolved to ask Xi Feng whether she could spare any. Xi Feng duly sent some to the court, and Bao Yu and Xiang Yun made their way to the snow reed cottage to find out that conditions Li Wan had set down for the poetry competition. Bao Yu suggested that they grill the venison and have a small feast. So the servants began to make a fire. When they came to eat, Xiang Yun said, "This food is excellent, but now I feel I really need to drink to wash it down. A little wine is sure to inspire us anyway, so this venison will help us write poems today." Xi Fengsong appeared. wearing a long winter cloak. I see you are having a party without me, she joked, and then sat down to eat with them. Wang Xifeng came and eat with them. There is a poetry club. Page 113. The group were busy composing verse when a few servants arrived to announce that Lady Dowager was approaching. She was sitting in a bamboo sedan chair. And was flanked by a number of servants, including Yuan Yang and Hu Bo, who were holding umbrella to shield her from the snow. The ladies carry the seat. That is a little bit too heavy. I have come to have a good time too, the Lady Dowager announced as the group rose to welcome her. By the time they left to return for dinner in their own quarter, the snow was shining like silver, soft beneath their feet. It was then that the group spotted Bao Chai's younger sister, Bao Qin, wandering down the hill in front of them. It is Bao Qin. She was dressed in a beautiful dark down cloak. Maybe this one. Dark down cloak. And her maid was holding a vase filled with red plum blossom. Someone pointed out that the scene looked like that of a painting called A Beauty in the Snow. But at that moment, Bao Yu, in a red felt cape, appeared beside Bao Qin. And then Bao Yu came. Okay, that should be it.